In this video, we'll walk you through how to select your room for room selection for the following academic year. So I've already logged into my portal here. Mine will look a little bit different than yours as I am an administrative user. When you log in, you will see Welcome to your DU Housing portal. It will have your name, your first and last name, and information about room selection. Since room selection doesn't start until 10 a.m. on the 14th, this message is appearing and will appear until your assigned time slot for you and or your group to pick your spaces. Once it is time for you to select your space for either yourself or your group, you'll go up to your application and start that process. It's worth noting that if you are selecting on your own, you are your own group's leader. So you should have gotten an email with your assigned time slot for either the 14th, 15th, or 16th. For rising third and fourth year students. For second year students, you'll get your emails, or rising second year students, you'll get your emails within the coming weeks. Once your time slot comes, so if you're picking at 10 a.m., at 10 a.m., you'll be able to log in as the group leader and go through the process. If you're unable to do the process as the group leader, please reach out to us or go into your portal and change the group leader so that whoever is able to select can do so during that time, and we can work with you to make sure that that works out here in the housing office. So I'm all set up. I'm in a group. I should be my group's leader. I'm going to navigate here to our application tab. I'm going to hit continue down here on my academic year application. You can see my application was complete as of the 13th for this testing. And it should take you directly to the room selection process. You'll start with selecting what building you want to live in. A quick note, if you are a rising second year student, your buildings are going to look different because I'm currently classified as a third or fourth year student. These are the applicable buildings for me to live in next year. So I am going to be able to pick from any of these. Now I'm in a group of 3 with 2 other administrative users for the purpose of this video. So really our options if we want to live in the same apartment together are going to be in university lofts. When you select university lofts, you wait for the page to load. You're going to have room type options here, right? So we're a group of 3. I'm looking for a furnished 4-bedroom apartment. When you select that, it'll populate all of the options that are available to me. So we can see here, for example, ULofts 207, it is a 4-bedroom apartment, furnished 4-bedroom, spaces remaining in room 4. So if I was to select into this space and put all 3 of us in the apartment, there would be 1 space left for an individual to potentially select into. Or if you're in a group of multiples and you decide you don't want to live in the same apartment or are unable to live in the same apartment because there's a space that's currently taken up or anything like that, you would be able to put somebody in that space and then somebody else or the rest of your group in another apartment if that's what you so choose. And we'll kind of walk through that as well. So this is kind of the setup for ULofts. You would select add to cart. Once you add something to your cart, you'll see you have 5 minutes to complete your quote unquote transaction. You can add multiple locations to your cart, but you will only be able to select into however many spaces you have number of people, right? So I have 3 people. I'm only allowed to select into 3 spaces among, for example, these 2 apartments. Once I select those spaces and check out, quote unquote, my timer will end and the spaces that I had selected that I did not place people into will become available again. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to walk you all through a different type. Let's say that my group has decided we want to live in the same building, but different apartments. So we're going to go to Summit. And let's select, we're going to do Summit 101. As you can see here, it's a 1-bedroom, spaces remaining 1. We're going to do 104 and 105. The three of us want to be neighbors. You can see here you'll have all different pages for however many spaces there are in Summit. I recommend browsing through the buildings if you're unsure of what you want to select into quite yet before you add anything to your cart, because that timer will begin, and once it lapses, you'll have to start over again. So we've selected Summit 101, 104, and 105 for our spaces. We've added them to our cart. We're going to hit Save and Continue down here. Now we're going to be taken to the Assign Beds page. So you can see here I'm the group leader, so I'm the first one to assign. Let's say I'm going to live in Summit 101. And then these are my roommates or my group mates, right? So we've decided we don't want to live in the same apartment together. We want to live in the same building and be neighbors. So for Stephanie, I am going to place them in Summit 104. And for Ryan, Summit 105. So you can see when I went down, I'm unable to place somebody into a space that's already tentatively got somebody placed in it. So if you're worried about potentially placing your group members in the same room, especially rising second years, if you have a group of 5 or 6 and you're worried about that, please don't. This is set up to where you are unable to put the same people in the same space if there's not enough beds for them. Once this is done, and this is sure what you want to do, you are going to click Assign Beds. And once that processes, you'll get this confirmation here. Please see selected rooms below. If you agree, your group members are assigned the group leader. Click Confirm Assignment. Once you confirm the assignment, you and your group mates should get a confirmation email of where you've been placed and where you've placed your group mates. That should come to your DU email address as well as pop up here in your portal. So you'll have multiple places you can view it. The email will say that you've received an assignment, and this is where you would come to view that. Again, you'll go up to application and it'll pop up under application status. It should be automatic. If you have any issues, please reach out to us at housing@du.edu and we can definitely help out. So I'm going to click confirm assignment. This can't be undone, so be sure that these are the spaces that you want for your group. You won't be able to go back and make changes once you've selected. So now I'm at my application status here. I can see that my bed is Summit 101. I am the occupant. Here's my first and last name. And if I click return to home, I'm brought back to the home page. Again, this will only show up until your room selection time, since I can see it since I am an administration user. So fret not if you're not seeing the same thing I am. And again, we can go here to messages. You see all my testing emails that we've been working on. And we can see here, you selected your housing assignment. To view your assignment and roommates, log into the housing portal, open your application, and navigate to the application status page. And I received one as well because my group leader selected my housing assignment and I was the group leader. So if you're the group leader, don't worry if you get 2 emails. It's just the way that we ensure that everybody gets the email that they need to notify them that they have their assignment. If you have any issues navigating through the portal, or this message isn't popping up, or you're having issues viewing any roommates, of course you can always reach out to us. We're happy to help in that regard. Another note that is important to make before we end here is you can select for starting at your assigned room selection time that you will be emailed or have been emailed, and you can select up until the selection process closes for your classification, okay? So rising 3rd and 4th year students, you'll have until Friday the 16th at 5 p.m. to make your selection, not to make changes. Once you select, that is your space, so just be sure that that's what you want. But if for any reason you're unable to make your group selection time and you can't get somebody else in your group to be your group leader, you aren't bound to just that day. There's no time limit. As long as you select before Friday at 5 p.m., you will be able to still get into the system. Of course, if you ever have any questions, if you run into any issues, please feel free to call or email us. During this time, email is the fastest way to get in contact with us. We're able to help much more quickly than we would if we were taking as many phone calls. We just get a high call volume. So if you do call in, don't worry, we will get back to you as quickly as we can. It may be longer than if you send an email. And if you're having issues in the portal, it's always easier to send an email with screenshots so that we can see what you're seeing and we can assist better. Other than that, good luck. Happy selecting. If you run into any issues, again, please contact us, and we are here to help.